bans on attack are extremely relevant. We've seen operators like Thermite be banned out, and attacks can be shifted so dramatically from just one ban such as that.
Well, you see Egang are definitely scratching their heads to figure out which operator will be the first one on the chopping block. The thing is, not a lot of teams really want to deal with having a Lion, and they are available even on the board. And Egang will remove the glass, which means I'm expecting a lot more Blackbeard play. It's definitely a round or a map that caters to Blackbeard.
Yeah, there are also some players here that are going to be very strong on Blackbeard. K9 comes to mind.
So here, Noble will remove the Lion. So far, so standard. Mira potentially here on the defense as the first ban. No, it'll be the Maestro. All right. So
this is the exact same ban set so far as we saw on the last map. So if we want to have the same replica, it's going to be Echo as the last ban. But that would be
not surprising. There you go.
Yay! So a very predictable ban phase, as it was the same one we saw last time, and not only that, pretty much the same ban phase we see all the time. I mean, there's not a lot of variation when it comes to bans, man. Like, there's always, I think, there's never been a ban phase where one of the standard 4 aren't there.
It's rare. It happened twice where the smoke was banned. It happened twice where Jaeger was banned, and those were all early in the season.
But I mean, you're still always going to have like either a Lion or a Glass or one of the hard destructors. You know, like it's always something standard.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, there's a reason why we're starting to call Lion a standard ban, because
I mean he is. Yeah, I mean that's
look at the history.
You ban Lion.
Yeah, there's a reason why when he was released, he was at 100% pick rate for like literally 1 month in a row.
I think when we saw him come off of 100%, it was because I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was SK. I want to say whoever it was. I'm pretty sure it was just like, hey, we could take it off 100%. Let's do it.
Actually, here's the thing. Rogue, and if I remember correctly, and I know Ranger will correct me, they were the first ones to run it on, to not run it on border, because they're like,
was that it?
Yeah, because they're like, you know what? We're so good, and that was a point where, in my opinion, Rogue were kind of starting to outplay EG.
Yeah, that was their little peak. Yeah,
that was when they really did peak back in Season 7.
I say little peak, I mean short-lived peak. You know, they were definitely a step above EG for a moment.
Yeah.
But it was just that it was a moment, and then it slipped away.
But that specific peak, in my opinion, was because they realized, you know what, Lion is a great utility, but we don't really need to play him now, do we? So we'll just not play him. And if I remember correctly, it was Rogue, first team that didn't really run it, and then SK, if I remember correctly, was the team that started to move away from it as well, as bit by bit started to realize, you know what, we might not require him, we want other things, and then he got nerfed, and
then he stopped seeing so much play, and then he started seeing a bunch of play again.
And then he got banned, and then everybody was happy, and everybody rejoiced, and
oh wait, it's not banned.
Oh yes.
That's right. Players have to ban him in the match.
Yeah.
He's gonna be banned, but
it has to be done manually.
Yes. Grenade being prepped by Yeti from above, and he's going to do a little bit of damage to Neptunes. So that's good. He will also deny the bandit tricking inside office, which is much more important, allowing for the wall to be opened up. Good job to Acid and Yeti, both with great teamwork there.
Yeah, you see ZZ playing as well on the ventilation corner. You know, we said that on Latin America broadcast when Border was played. Don't try to do the rotation on the top floor, rotating down into ventilation, because you'll die. So don't do that.
The little roof drop.
Yes, the roof drop is not something that you can do no more if you haven't really been playing too much Border, because all you're getting is a night theme park or a night cafe. So,
dude, I actually played Siege a couple days ago, and that's exactly all I got to play was Night Cafe, and I think I played Night Chalet.
Oh damn, that's the best one.
So Acid gonna start with his next Thermite charge, and he's actually successful despite the bandit being in play there. Breezy will take down Avian before doing a little walk in place, but he's back, so we're good. 50 seconds left, and the attackers have the advantage in control in terms of manpower, and for a moment there HP, but Breezy's going to take a few bullets from the Jaeger of Ghost, and Yeti will take down Neptunes as Neptunes attempts to rush into Office. Crazy onto Ghost, tripping downstairs will get one, but Breezy and ZZ finish it out. A complete collapse there for Noble. Little confusing, as it just seemed like the defense fell apart as if it were paper.
It seemed they were AFK, I guess. I don't know.
It did feel that way. Definitely a great attack there from Noble. And this is
the Valkyrie was in service, okay?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The Valkyrie was in there.
He was downstairs, I believe.
Yes, and there had already been the IQ that walked up the main stairs.
Yes.
Took damage, stood there for 30 seconds, and then went back down, rotated all the way to the other end of the workshop by the bathroom, went back and got the kill on the Valkyrie. And I'm like, hello?
Yes, the Valkyrie was in server throughout that entire exchange and could have at any moment walked up behind the IQ and shot him if it had been communicated to the rest, or well, to him, the Valkyrie, that the IQ was playing on main stairs. However, for whatever reason, in Egang, there was not that communication, and because of that, an opportunity was missed, indeed.
Okay. Thank you very much for that clarification.
Yes.
As we head into round number 2 here, we'll see if Egang can play this one better.
I got to be honest, I'm with you. It really did seem like Egang was not present in that last round. Definitely a struggle in every way. So Noble played it just systematic, you know, the standard fare. We're going to push Office. Okay, how does that work? Well, you deny the bandit tricking in Office, you thermite the wall. Done. And very easily, very efficiently from Noble. From there, you open up the B wall and you start for your push into the site. Done. But as soon as the B wall was open, the site push wasn't necessary because Egang just kind of fell apart, and that was the end of the round.
Oh, they got 1 kill off of it, but I guess that's all they were able to do.
Yeah.
I'm just still flabbergasted by how that round ended up going through, but you know, here we actually see a Mira being played on border, which is, you know, not your usual sight nowadays.
Here's the thing, you know, Elephant Gang, very formidable team. It just seems like maybe they're having some communication issues, possibly because of their previous loss. Maybe they're a little bit on tilt. We don't know. We can't hear their comms right now. Another thing to consider, Noble is an excellent team. They've been playing in Pro League for a while, and while they haven't seen much success, they're still a team to be feared, and they are proving that here today. I'm happy that Noble is going to get the opportunity because it was a little disheartening to see their win against Mouse and their retention of potential Pro League overshadowed. Yeah. Now, moving on from that, Noble have obtained control of CCTV. They're going for an AWOL take this time. Ooh, that's a blunder from ZZ. He's trying to hook the EMP on the wall there, and if he was able to do that, he would have cleared out any ADSs by half wall and any other electronics that are destroyed by Thatchers, but he missed. So
yeah, it's a difficult angle to lob it in and have the EMP lock in, and Avian will peek out and land the kill on ZZ. There you go. So that's something that they really did require, and Egang will have the advantage, and nothing reinforced in the armor.
What is going on with an unreinforced armory wall? That is a huge curiosity. Trippin will take down Yeti and Ghost onto Breezy, so the push in through the A wall and from the main hallway has been stopped, leaving just 2 attackers for Noble, Crazy, and Acid. They're going to have to push in to a very aggressive defense. The unreinforced wall, I guess, working in tandem with the mural window here that Trippin is using right this minute to allow for more angles of attack for the defense. It's been working out so far for Elephant Gang, so you really can't critique it, I suppose. Crazy peeking wide and will land some shots, but not enough to get the kill before the follow-up with the pistol will. Ghost shuts him down, though, and it's just Acid who will get one before being felled. And Egang take a round on border.
All right, that's the second round, and the first one, as mentioned, for the Elephant Gang. Got the first one on the board. Can we talk about that soft wall in the armory for a second?
I mean, I guess, you know, angles are 2-way. Mirror window inside a small office. I guess they just really wanted to you know, have the extra angles of attack. And all in all, I mean, it worked for them.
Yeah.
It did result in the wall being opened, but they were expecting that. They were playing off of that. It's just a little bit weird because, sure, okay, you can play off the angles once the wall is open, but usually you force your opponents to use some hard destruction. And if you can deny the hard destruction, in the off chance that you can deny the hard destruction, then you prevent your opponents from even attaining an angle and make it harder for the attack. That's why people reinforce it. I mean, all that said, hey, it worked for Egang. It worked. I can't.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Fair enough.
If it works, man. Speaking of if it works, man, K9 with a mirror window facing into the bomb site.
What?
From stock. Hey.
Oh no.
If it, you know, we've seen this before. What it's gonna do is
this was the hallway, right?
It's gonna have full control of the hallway, and we've seen this work for teams before. I know it sounds crazy. The problem is that if you lose control of jail, which is that little room to your left there, bottom left of your screen, that's jail. Bottom right now. If you lose control of jail, detention.
EU, the EU call out, I guess.
Yeah, the room to your bottom right. If they thermite that wall open,
yes,
then the mirror window is completely exposed, which is why tripping. Gonna put some batteries there, but still, it's a risk.
But that's why you play the buck. Very easy for the buck to repel and rotate in and destroy the side, and that's why there's a buck. And the C4 thrown out. Egang do not connect. Now you need to take control of CCTV. So Armory will be in play here as well to provide crossfire.
Yeah, that's another thing. If you take control of above, you can just open above the mirror window and stock. I guess the reason the mirror window goes there, though, is that if the defenders lose it... What? What?
There's nobody in CCTV. There was 0 play against it.
Well, as I was trying to say, if they lose the mirror window, they don't lose much. Like, in terms of control, minus that mirror window, it's not the end of the world. You know, it doesn't really give the attackers much. And it doesn't cost the defenders much. But, you know, it does cost the defenders losing life. And that's going to be...
Acid's already in the plant.
Wait, what is going on?
What?
Diffuser being planted right now as the rest of the defenders are being shredded. The gas canister was placed correctly, but it was timed poorly, and the diffuser will go down. K9 gets breezy on the retake, and the smoke rushing out the window will take down Acid. Well played to Ghost. K9 also peeking by the main doorway, but ZZ is there to deny the diffuse disable. It's going to be Yeti onto K9. The Valkyrie camera will give calls to Ghost, but he cannot stick the diffuse in the doorway. He will be spotted and eliminated. What has just happened? Noble walks into B, plants the diffuser, and Egang has no response.
So here's the thing. Nobody's in Armory, nobody's in CCTV. You put most of your utility on the to hold the hallway, but the thing is you're not going to hold that position for long, if at all.
Yeah, it's a fallback position. You know, it's well, not a fallback position. Pardon, it is a fall off position.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't need it in the long run, but I mean,
there's a reason why, you know, you play on the workshop, you defend the Armory, you defend Fountain, you hold archives.
That's the thing. As soon as they lost stock, they had no control of the site.
Because now the mirror window works against you.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, the mirror window works against you in the hallway, and that's fine, but the site, you could still play in the site. Yeah. You know, like, it's not...
Or like, oh, there's nobody on site, let's just walk in and plant.
You fall out of stock into site. You don't fall out of stock into, I don't know, Narnia.
There's a closet back there.
I don't know, dude.
That was so weird.
They also got shredded as they were falling off of that hold. In customs and stock, they just got, one by one, they got eliminated.
Who would have thought that, you know, falling off from customs and stock into the workshop and ventilation would get you killed from, you know, Armory?
We have to give credit to Noble for realizing the opportunity that was there and seizing it. Egang left themselves exposed in the middle of their rotation. Noble saw that rotation, clamped down on it, and absolutely destroyed Egang when they forced Egang out of stock and customs. So, props to Noble. Seriously. Well played, well calculated. Now, they get to attack onto ventilation once more. And on the second attempt of every site thus far, Egang has been successful. But we've only seen one example of that. So, you know, it's not exactly a trend.
It's a 100% win rate.
on the second attempt of your sight. Yeah.
Works 50% of the time, 60% of the time.
Whatever.
Bam.
I don't know. A rush into the bathroom and a rotation left open means Trippin can get the angle onto Crazy, and Breezy will eat quite a lot of damage before getting the follow-up kill onto Ghost. Gas canisters taken care of, and that's decent efficiency from Noble. Most importantly, though, they've done this very quickly. Neptunes has taken out Yeti, but again, a refrag from Breezy left to do damage inside a bathroom. He, though, will be faced with the Legion on a very long angle, rather Castle, my mistake, or Valkyrie, whoever the case. The damage is done, and that player will fall off the angle. The diffuser being planted, ZZ will take down Neptunes and Avian. It's all up to K9, who's trying to push out a passport as the diffuser has been planted. What is going on? Noble left a free range into the site. ZZ gets the final kill, and that's 3-1 Noble. My colleague is stunned in shock right now at the just ridiculous oversights, the huge mistakes being made by Elephant Gang, and I am just as shocked, to be honest.
You know, if I can describe this in one way, this would be my sentence. Why are you trying to reinvent the wheel when it's already been proven that there's much better ways to play this? You're trying to set up your entire defense around one position that's off of the main site. It's off of the workshop, off of the servers, off of ventilation. And the thing is, if that hallway is held, all of your chances of bringing it back are out. There's no way you can bring it back after it, unless you take fights that you can't really calculate and put into your strategy as a viable strat.
Now here's the thing. I mean, the whole hold from Egang was a little bit weird there. Disjointed is the word I would use.
Oh, completely disjointed because there's a hallway in the middle of the two positions.
And Noble, on the other hand, are playing really well. We have to, again, I have to give credit to Noble. I don't want their success to be overshadowed again, because today they are really playing fantastic.
Yeah, this is the Noble that started off Season 8.
Yeah, this is what we expected them to be like throughout the season, and they just weren't. But yeah, a very, very quick take into bathroom. I love that they drone themselves in there. It wasn't just a ballsy push from the sledge. It wasn't just an efficient push from the sledge. It was a calculated ballsy efficient push. It was your teammates droning for you. You know it's clear. Take it. You have it. And then from there, Breezy does so much damage. As soon as Breezy took care of the anchors, it was easy. Into the site. Plant the diffuser. The roamers were all over the place. ZZ swept them up. It was absolutely insane because nobody's accounting for a late flank behind everybody. ZZ, well-positioned flank, my guy. And Breezy, great job on the refrags. Noble overall, fantastic round, and now Elephant Game find themselves in a really bad spot as they've lost the first half.
Yeah, I think the Mira was stuck in a position where she was just still setting up on the site, I guess, where they were just completely overtaken. I don't know, it's just...
yeah.
Well, that never happened. So, Breezy on here, droning in from the balcony. He has actually it's a pretty interesting claymore because you're usually angling your gun, if you're trying to go for a run, you're angling all the way to the right or all the way to the left and not really in a position like that, and usually all the way to the right because that's where we're expecting the claymore. But if set in the middle, then it'll catch you off guard and you're not expecting to turn around, and it's a pretty smart positioning.
It's really hard to shoot a claymore at that exact angle. It won't often happen. So Noble trying to clear their way into the office. This is a really risky thermite charge from Acid. It's being covered though, and it will be ZZ and Breezy to take down Ghost and Avian. And Breezy with a double kill into the B side, almost a triple, but he loses out to Neptunes, who's trying to hold on for dear life. He will finish off Breezy, but ZZ will finish him off before the gas canister even does its work. K9 now the last defender, retaking from... Why are you at East Stairs, K9? Excuse me, retaking from East Stairs, not an easy thing to manage, especially considering now he's up against his own mural window. He'll be peeking wide though, looking for the angle. Oh no, Crazy, don't you do it. Don't you go for a sledge kill. You don't deserve that. Yeti will shut down K9, and Noble will take the round and the half, 4-1.
Wow. Wow. Honestly, the biggest question on my mind right now is where was this Noble throughout the season?
I hear a lot of you guys saying, well, Gassan, Elephant Gang is a Challenger League team, and
they're
I
all
respect
former
that.
pros.
I respect that, but yes, they're all former pros. Elephant Gang is filled with talent. This is not supposed to be as one-sided as it is right now. It's not. It's not supposed to be this way. We have to imagine that Egang are just a little disheartened after their loss against Accelerate.
And you would be so... The thing that I don't understand is that with all the experience on Egang, this should not be happening. They should be the ones that are able to reset and put themselves back into it, because Noble have the only, for example, lands that they played are the DreamHacks in North America. Okay, that's the only experience that they have on land. The others in Egang have played more than that, much more.
Season finals, many.
Yes, many season finals between these players in here, many tournaments outside of that as well. And they are well known for being able to stay calm under fire in terms of entire seasons.
Even invitationals for some of these guys.
Yeah.
You know, like
you saw the invitationals one charm on 2 or 3 of these players in here. Avian, as well as K9, both played at the invitation.
Yeah, so it's a little bit curious that all of this experience that's pooled up is just, I mean, we talked about it. You know, tired after the first match. Pressure after the first match, disheartened after the first match. I mean, yeah, sure, all of that. But it's not like this. We were expecting it to be 3 maps. I mean, it could still be, I guess. But
not so many mistakes.
Yeah, it doesn't. It just looks like it's not a great Elephant Gang right now, and it's unfortunate to see. We were expecting 2 excellent matches today, but maybe we'll get to that 3rd map and it'll all turn up for Egang. It's entirely possible. They just need to win. Well, 4 more rounds in a row, and they can make it happen. Crazy, an excellent shot onto Ghost, about as narrow as it gets there. K9 will refrag onto Breezy, but that was beautiful from the Frost.
Yeah, that's a big kill, though, on the smoke, and then on the Capitao for Egang.
Yeah.
Both very good operators, and very important for both of these defenses and attacks.
Yeah, so an exchange of utility, an even one there, I'd say, for both teams. But HP advantage strongly in favor of Elephant Gang, as you have Crazy on 25 thereabouts HP. K9 playing downstairs, just looking for any fights that his opponents are willing to give him. And yeah, there you said it, it's the Invitational 1 professional charm on his
It's the rarest charm in the game.
Well, it's up there. You know, it's like top 3, I'd say. I mean, I have it. I didn't play at the Invitational.
Yeah, but there were less than 500 people compared to some of the Outbreak stuff, for example.
Fair enough. Noble have regained the advantage in this round as they have eliminated Avian, and Elephant Gang now find themselves in a bad spot. Unreinforced armory wall seems to be a trend here in this match. It's definitely Noble's first time doing it, but it's working out so far. Trippin holding onto the flank, sees the mirror, but does not land the shots. Neptunes will land his nade, however, onto Crazy, finally finishing off the very damaged Frost. Yeti has worked his way into CCTV, a very powerful position. The defuse is being planted, though, and Trippin will eliminate Acid, one of the anchors. Yeti gets a flank kill, but will be immediately refragged, and Neptunes the double kill! Beautiful play from the Buck. And Elephant Gang will take another round. It's not over yet.
Thank God it is not, because that was not the Elephant Gang that we saw in Game 1. It's not the Elephant Gang that we saw throughout CL. And now they're actually, starting to get back into it. That's the reset. I guess the Mahout has been called in. For people that don't know, the Mahout is your traditional Indian elephant tamer.
Learn something new every day.
Yep. So there we go. Our Mahouts of Egang. I'm not sure what kind of elephant they are, what kind of, which continent they are from. But North American elephants are fairly rare, and you can, because they don't exist. But there you go. At least in Siege, we have a rare breed, to say the least. We'll see if Egang can actually bring this one back, because their attack was very convincing. And I really hope they continue this way. Noble, in the meantime, going to the Valkyrie. For the 6th pick, the Mira also will be in play. I remind you that both the Echo and the Maestro are not available for this matchup as they are both banned. We'll see Armory and Archives being played yet again as Noble probably in their minds, they're like, hey, we lost it because we messed up here and there. We'll fix those mistakes and then try to go back to the set. Maybe we can fix it. Maybe we can get it done. We have 2 rounds ahead. We can, we can experiment with things and see what happens. And I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh.
Looks like we have a game crash, so we might see a rehost. Of course, it is in the middle of the prep phase, which means rehosts. Map with Noble having won the first of Clubhouse 6-1, their favor. Here, Noble looked to lock it out in a 2-0, very decisive match thus far.
Yeah, a reminder, the winner of this best of 3, again, best of 3, either retains their spot in Pro League or just makes it into Pro League. Egang, remember, have lost their first game against Accelerate. First best of 3 of the evening, or at least the morning for us at this point.
What time is it right now?
It's like 6 a.m.
Jeez, yeah, it's been a long one.
6:32, there you go. So there you go. At least, I have to say, I didn't feel the time passing by because these matches have been so absolutely incredible. Yeah. Which is exactly what we were telling you guys. Relegations, hey, they might be relegations, but we're at a completely different levels now. Completely different level now. We're not in the olden days of Siege where relegations was just, okay, it's just more, filler, or there's some bad plays or whatever. There's a lot of excellent things to watch here and learn from, and look at these teams and how they're evolving, because my God.
Yeah, every single player playing today deserves to be in Pro League. And
100%.
5 of them won't be, 10 of them will be. It's that simple. And we have the same thing happening on Thursday with Europe.
Oh my God, and if you thought Latin America was exciting, if you thought NA right now is exciting, oh baby, do I have a story to tell you.
Dude, Europe is looking super, super exciting. We've got Vitality, Team Empire, and ENCE to play. And oh man, people were thinking at the beginning of European Challenger League, ENCE. And now out of nowhere, Team Empire absolutely dominating the European Challenger League.
Oh, the Mira being popped.
No, that's terrible. We'll talk about that European Challenger League later, but that Mira window being opened up is going to hurt the Noble hold and CCTV so much. That is why you play Twitch, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
K9 has been a Twitch player since the dawn of time, before Twitch was useful, before there was anything to use the drones on, before
Twitch
she had
existed.
2. No, okay, but K9's been playing for a long time. Avian entry frag will take out Crazy, and there goes ZZ. A beautiful take into CCTV for Elephant Gang. This break seems to have refreshed and renewed Elephant Gang, and they are coming in strong.
Yeah, Trunks are definitely laying into Noble here. 2 players lost early on, and 2 impact players. The Mira losing her window meant that she couldn't rotate away, and it was right before the start of the actual attack phase. And at that point, Egang immediately dove on CCTV and were able to get 2 kills off of it. Acid now tagged very low on health. This is not a good spot for Noble and Egang. You mentioned it. They're rejuvenated, and they have control of everything. They have post-plant positions with halls and CCTV. They have a hold in the hallway. They know where their opponents are, but Yeti is scraping up. And this is a reminder of what Egang were doing when they were on the defense, where K9 was the last man alive on the east stairs. Avian will go in for the plant. Breezy a bit too slow here on the shotgun, and they'll try to go for the down on the opposite end, but no, the diffuser is set. K9 gets 1 on the rotate. The Valkyrie lost. Breezy will connect with the M870. And then Strippin eliminated. 4v2 though, and Breezy hits it, but grenade onto Acid. See you later, Tomasz Adamczyk, and it's Neptune's rotating in on the buck, playing in the archives, finds Breezy, takes him out, and that is the E-Gang that we've been missing.
So it seems to be thus far a predominantly attacker-sided map. We've only seen 1 successful defense thus far. So that could be just the way of this map, and if it continues like that, Elephant Gang should be able to at least push us to overtime, if nothing else. If Elephant Gang won 1 defense, then Noble can win 1 defense, put it on match point, and we could go to OT, then maybe go to the 3rd map. That would be pretty exciting. Like you said, it's been a long day today. Lots of gameplay, but these matches have just been action-packed and super exciting, and I don't want it to end, man. I'd like to go to map number 3. I'd like for both of these teams to play in Pro League, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So at least let us go to the very last possible moment to determine which one it is going to be going to Pro League.
Yeah, some would use the analogy of you can't always have your cake and eat it, and in my mind, why would you have a cake and not eat it? So there you go. Give us at least more rounds.
I'm sure there's some kind of logical thing behind that one, but I actually don't know what
it doesn't make any sense.
There's got to be something though. These things don't come out of nowhere. Come on, man. Give it benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, okay.
10 seconds remaining.
Anyway,
cake aside, cake or death, right? That's the.
There is no cake. All right, we're playing Siege. This is Siege right now. All right, this is Siege Pro League.
The big cake here is Pro League. Will you take a bite out of it, or will you stay back with only a bit of milk and cookies in Challenger League? Well, Trippin in the meantime will try to enter in, at least on the pedestrian customs entry, by the ventilation as well. So far, pretty calm for Egang. They need one round to tie it up here against Noble, and Egang, I have to say, they looked very dominant in the previous round, just able to walk in and bash Noble across the face.
Yeah, they definitely look very strong. Again, the attack on border thus far seems to be the site to be on. It's too bad you can't attack the entire match. It's not possible though, and because there was one successful defense for Egang when they were on the defensive half, they are in a better position than they, well, would be otherwise. They don't have to force for OT just yet, though they are very close to that situation. Egang going to start opening up the wall into Armory, but it's a ventilation defense, so this is just the first of very many steps that are required to attack onto the bottom floor utilizing the top floor. That wall open, though, they are going to be able to pressure the Armory roamers. And they're starting to drone out, looking for information, just trying to figure out what's going on here. K9 has found himself in a very powerful position inside of Customs. He can cut off a lot of rotation down there, possibly get some flanks off.
And Yeti moving up very close in the main hallway. Doesn't spot anybody, of course, playing the dock again. We've seen the amount of damage that he couldn't do on this operator, just the ACOGs.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy, comes in right behind, and if he can go for the spray, there you go, he'll connect, that's tripping down. But Reezy will be the one refrag, and that's a pretty big pick. The smoke being lost there to the Ash. I'll take that any day if I'm Egang.
Yeah, definitely an advantageous trade for the attack. But you can see Yeti's still in a very powerful position. He's still in CCTV. He can still do damage from here. And I believe Crazy is also just by half wall in Armory. Neptune's, though, a nade onto Acid. Yeti disoriented by the lifeline and will try to rotate, but be caught in the middle of that rotation. Ghost with some great utility use there and sees the second opponent upstairs, will down him as well. Crazy on the floor. It's all up to ZZ, who gets one on the floor. That's Neptune's and finishes him off, but K9 there to get the final kill. Excellent clear there for Elephant Gang, and we go to 4-4.
Seems like both teams are, as you mentioned, very comfortable on the attack. But the defenses have been very, how do you say, aggressively inclined. It's just, okay, we want to find those frags. And unfortunately, they've been opening up the site way too much. You saw there's only the Habana there, so an entry into the workshop would be more complicated with only one set of Exkyros left there at the end.
You know, I don't mind the aggressiveness of the defense itself. What I do think is the problem is that it's individualized.
Yes, 100%.
It's, you know, like, for example, there at the end, we saw, at the end of that last round, we saw Yeti and Crazy, okay? They were in a position where they could have helped each other, but they didn't. You had Yeti and CCTV, Crazy by the half wall, and just one little old player, Ghost, trying to clear out. And he's got the perfect operator to do that. You know, perfect operator for 1 versus 2. But in any 1 versus 2, if you challenge as a team, as a unit, you're going to win that. So if we had seen Crazy support Yeti, Yeti may have still died, but Crazy would have gotten the refrag. Problem is, in every scenario that's just one example. In every scenario that has been popping up for defense thus far in this map, that could have been a thing. The defenders choose to just isolate themselves and play for their own lives. And that to me is what's costing them. If you're going to get aggressive, you have to play for refrags. If not, if you're not going to be able to do that, then instead just play the site, man. And I don't think playing the site is the right call. I think just working with your teammates is the right call.
Yep.
But it's not been happening for the defense thus far.
You can get aggressive, but just work with your teammates. You can play on site, but work with your teammates. Again, it's a team game. Don't just play off of your own picks. We say this for the attackers. Don't be droning yourself in and then trying to follow up with a kill on your own. Have a teammate do that for you, so you can focus on your task. And same thing for defense.
And maybe look at that situation with Yeti and Crazy and think to yourself, yeah, Crazy's just trying to keep control. He's trying to be smart. But then why is he peeking after his teammate dies? Why not peek when his teammate's in a fight and then peek after he dies? If you're going to make a decision to not support your teammate, then commit to it then. If you're trying to be conservative, I understand.
Oh no.
Damage is done, man.
Oh no.
Damage is done. It doesn't matter. At least he didn't get the team kill. Still gun in hand. Avian will be able to influence the round, but that was unfortunate for Elephant Gang. That's the miscommunication we've been talking about for Egang so far today. They seem to really be struggling with talking with each other. I have CCTV control. Means that doesn't happen.
There's 2 players in CCTV on top of that, not just the Habana.
You could say what you want about the game sense, but the communication, I think, is the ultimate issue.
All right, Trippin watching here as Ghost will get one on to Yeti. Just peeking in and finding an easy kill on the Jaeger, but still, smoke of Breezy's alive. Yeezy as well, taking a bit of damage from Ghost. You see the X-Kairos opening things up from the side as Neptune's yet again. He has been on fire with the grenades in this matchup. Crazy will get taken down. The wall now has been opened up from the desk area. Breezy keeps firing and he finds the quick peek headshot. But now you have to worry about the flank. There's a extra player alive here for Elephant Gang. And can they find the buck from below? Neptune's is making a lot of noise and ZZ can definitely hear him. Gas canister thrown in. It seems like the attack has completely changed sides, and they will shift to the opposite end to attack from the archive side. Trippin holding off the hallway. A great spot to be in. And right now, it's just nobody peeking from Noble. They want to keep this position to their side. Trippin walking in on the Ash yet again as ZZ holds from behind the A bomb site, and they're just spotting in, making sure that they can move in for the plant, and Avian spots it, and he evades the smoke. K9 will get one. Neptune's is holding off the rotation as Breezy will walk into him. He'll take him down. 2 kills in a row here for Breezy as he'll be the last one alive. ZZ's on the floor and going for the rotate. Goes in for the fire on the Ash. Shotgun in hand. He'll land one. He'll take him out, but no! K9 right in front lands the headshot of the FAMAS, and Breezy is down on the floor and taken out. Unfortunate there, as he went for the diffuser plant, and the diffuser was still not planted. It could have changed everything if maybe the smoke had turned around at the last second after getting the kill on the Ash instead of diving into the site. Again, we always say this, hindsight 2020, but
I mean, it's the same thing with ZZ too. The Valkyrie, he was attempting to push up to the wall of the site, exposing his entire body to his opponents, not accomplishing anything because he's trying to deny the defuse plant. Information would have been so important there if there were a Valkyrie cam inside of the archives. No matter how you look at it, though, getting a little bit ahead of themselves, Noble will lose that round. Breezy has come so close to clutching a few times already this match, but he just hasn't been able to make it happen. And now match point for Elephant Gang.
All right, Pulse will be played here. The 6th pick for Crazy, as this might be the guarantee for that 3rd map that I've been looking for. Or maybe it'll be overtime that will take us to a Noble victory, or to a 3rd map, a repeat of our first matchup of the night. My God, Michael, this is really turning into the proverbial barn burner.
I am definitely seeing a map number 3 in our future. As much as Noble is trying to prevent it, Elephant Gang do not want to let go of their hopes and dreams, and they definitely seem like the sort of team where if they can get their momentum, then it can just spiral out of control for their opponents. We'll see. So far, what we have seen on Border is that the defense do not win very many rounds. That is just about the only clear thing. So it's going to have to be the very first successful defense for Noble if they want to get this map. And even after that, they're going to have to win in overtime. Tricky thing is, overtime being a coin flip, whoever gets defense first, probably going to lose.
Yeah, actually, yes.
So this could all come down to the coin flip if Noble can win their first defense.
Yep, and you know, we saw a similar thing from their opponents where Egang were able to win one of those defenses as well. So maybe that'll be a repeat, a pattern of sorts. In the meantime, you see Crazy on the pulse playing from below in the ventilation and servers. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's just the entire matchup has had such a fast pace that it's sometimes difficult to follow the action as it evolves in front of us. And Ghost just locking in through the desk of the armory and just holding back his opponents there, as you see Acid and Breezy stacking up, and even Yeti joining the fray.
Yeah, so they're just waiting to deny the push in through the A wall. There's no serious pushing power here for the attack. They've got a lot of frag power, but they don't have a Ying, you know. It's an option that's available, but they haven't decided to bring it. They are going to be using Buck, though, very wisely to down Yeti. Luckily for Yeti, I believe he's picked himself up, as he is a doc. He will die to Trippin attempting to get away from half wall, so it's all for naught in the end. But yeah, he did manage to delay, I suppose, for a few seconds. Surprising that he decided to play half wall, considering Elephant Gang has routinely been disabling it from below using the Buck. If you're going to play it, you should probably have someone downstairs to try and fight the Buck.
Yeah, well, Yeti is indeed a doll. So there you go. Oh, the peak Breezy right into Avian's sights, as Neptunes will get one more. Avian will go for the doorway hold, and we'll go for the diffuser. And just sticks it. There you go. C4 is too late. K9's gotten the kill on his easy, and that's the end of it. Ladies and gentlemen, map 3 is a treat now that we'll get to have, as Egang will tie things up 1-1. And all of this off of that one defensive round.
Yeah, that's it. And that was the only defensive round for the whole map that was successful. Very impressive for Egang. Props to them. Surprise, though, for me. You know, we saw it go 4-1 in the first half off of a 6-1 on the first map. You figure, oh, this is clear cut. This is simple. You know, Noble's got it. It's done. And then, oh, look at that. 5 rounds in a row for Egang.
We saw the same, well, almost the same thing, but, you know, repeat of what we had in match number 1. It didn't go to overtime here like it did in the first matchup, but it's a similar storyline, to say the least, as now we get ready for map number 3.
Coastline.
So this is a map that obviously was played before between Accelerate and Egang.
And it went to 7-6. So if Noble or any amount of proficient on Coastline, then it'll probably go to 7-6. But before we get to that, we have a break.
Yep.
We'll see you guys shortly.